production and employment. Here we see that relation between production and employment. What is production? How it is related to the employment? We will look here. So here is a newspaper cutout showing that in India, GDP growth slows to 5-year low, that is at 5.8%, which is behind China. So what is GDP here? Frequently we listen and watch in TV news channels regarding this one. What is GDP? So here India's economic growth rate is slowed to 5.8% in the month of January 2018 and 19. And it is mentioned in that newspaper cutout there is poor performance in agriculture and industrial sector, and the data of the official one released in May 31st says the gross domestic product, that is a GDP, it low or slow, okay, since 2014 to 15. Before to this 2014 and 15, it was 6.4 percentage. So every time in the newspaper, finance minister, government officials, they use this word GDP. So what is GDP here, right? GDP in the sense gross domestic product. In short, it is GDP. Gross domestic product is the indicator of income, of a country. Okay, every nation income is denoted with the word GDP. So how do we calculate GDP here? To calculate GDP, there we need to classify occupations into different sectors. So different livelihoods are classified into 3 sectors, that what we studied in the previous class. So all the livelihoods where people engaged in different production activities are classified into 3. One is agriculture sector or primary sector. Second is industries or secondary sector. Third is services or tertiary sector. So some of the activities of livelihood comes under agriculture. So what are those we have discussed? So here, to estimate the GDP, what should be taken? How it is estimated here? This is important thing we are going to study here. So GDP in the sense it is the indicator of a national income. I said. Indicator of national income. Then national income to be revealed out whether it is increasing or decreasing or not. To find out whether national income is increasing or not, we should know the value, that means the products produced in a year in the nation, right? How do we estimate GDP here? GDP in the sense national income. Okay. So to estimate national income, what is the method here? So here economists, they suggested that to take the total goods and services produced in a country. What they said, to take goods and services produced in a nation for a year. So when it comes to taking the products, that is goods and services produced in a year, it makes us to feel very difficult because there are millions of goods are produced. Suppose when we want to know the products of automobile, it means that cars, buses, vehicles. Then how many vehicles are produced here? How can we take the total number of vehicles? So it's a difficult task. Understand? How many computers are produced? How many mobile phones are produced? Or how many pots? How many pipes? How many fans produced in a nation per 1 year? It's very difficult. And you may feel it is impossible in finding the number of goods produced in a year. So to get free from this problem, economists, they suggested to take the value of all final goods and services. In place of goods and services, they suggested, economists suggested to take value, that is value of final goods and services, rather than using actual number of products produced in a nation. So this is one solution to find out how is the GDP and how do we know the national income in a nation from 1 year to another year, whether there is increasing or decreasing. So what they suggested, to take the value of final goods and services. Okay, here it is there, final goods. What is meant by final goods here? Goods are classified into two things. One is final goods and second one is intermediate goods. Intermediate goods. Why should not we take intermediate goods? Why should we take final goods or not? So this is one doubt you may get here. Why we should take final goods, right? Final goods in the sense the goods which are produced finally. Those goods are not going to be processed again. They are ready for consumption or using. So what are final goods? Here, paddy, for example. Paddy is not a final good. It is intermediate good. It goes in the process of producing final good, that is rice. Rice may be not final good also sometimes. Depending on the situation, we may take the goods as final or intermediate. See what I am saying here, rice is a final good in one situation. In another situation, it may not be the final good. For example, we are purchasing the rice and preparing the food. So rice is the final product. It is consumed as food by us. There in that situation, rice is final good. And in another situation, it becomes intermediate good. Okay. How it is intermediate good? For example, in a hotel, hotelier is preparing idli and dosa. There, the final good is idli and dosa, which comes from the rice. So that rice is intermediate good there. So dear students, final good is that which is final in production, that immediately goes for consumption. Let me take another example. Tires of vehicles. What that? Tires for cars, for buses, for bikes, right? This is not final good. It is further used in the process of producing a bike or a car or a bus. So car is a final product, bus is a final product, tires are intermediate product. Okay, so this will make us easy in calculating the GDP. So economists suggested to take the value, that to total value of final goods, that is finished goods. Understand? So here is one example how to estimate GDP. GDP can be estimated in two ways. How many ways? Two ways. One is taking the total value of the final goods, and second method is adding the value. Okay, that means taking the value added at each stage in the process of production. What is that second method? It is taking the value added at each stage, at each stage of production. There are several stages in the production process. So what is the value added in first stage, that we should take, and second stage. Okay, Let me tell you that, for example, in the first stage of product producing a product, it may be car, it may be paddy, it may be idli dosa or something. There the value is, for example, 500. Then in the second stage it is 300, the value added. And third stage it is some 200. Okay, so total three stages are there in the process of production. So what is the value added in each stage? 300, 500 in first stage, 300 in second stage, and final stage it is 200. So what is the total here? It is 500, sorry, 1000 rupees. So 1000 rupees is the value of that product, whatever is produced. Okay, this is second method. So in two ways, the GDP is calculated. Understand? If you take the first method, that is the total value, or if you take the second method, which is the value added at each stage, you will come to the same figure. Okay, that is what you call in our example 1000 rupees. Let us find out how the GDP is estimated here by one example. Okay, look at here. Here, for example, if you, for example, the paddy, if we take paddy, huh, there a farmer produced 10,000 kilograms of paddy. Okay, and that 10,000 kilograms of paddy sold at 25 rupees kg. Understand? So what is the total value of paddy here? 2,50,000. Understand? We have not taken that whatever is used in producing the paddy. Okay, so this 2,50,000 is the value of paddy, in which all the stages are included. That means buying the seeds, then the wages of the laborers, okay, where then the value of the pesticides, chemicals which are used to produce paddy. Okay, all that included in this 2,50,000. So 2,50,000 is the final value of 10,000 kilograms of paddy. Okay, similarly, the coconut, 5,000 coconuts are produced, each one is sold for 10 rupees, so that its value is 50,000. Okay, so economists suggested to take the total value of the final goods. Okay, so how to take the total value of the coconuts here? Counting, one is 10 rupees, so that how many are produced? 5,000, so that 50,000. 50,000 is the value of total coconuts in this example, that 5,000 coconuts are produced in a year, for example. So total value of the goods we should take. To understand it is clearly, will go into depth of this calculation. Okay, for example, this paddy produced by a farmer, and that is sold to a rice miller at 25 rupees. Okay, a farmer sold 100 kilograms of paddy to the rice miller, and 1 kg of rice, the 1 kg of paddy, it is 25 rupees instead. In that way, what is the value of this total paddy farmer sold to the rice miller? That is 2,500. How much it is? 2,500. 2,500 is the total value of paddy. Which one? Paddy. Okay, this is first stage. And in second stage, what happened here? Hotelier purchased this rice from the rice miller. Okay, paddy produced from farmer. Okay, in the first stage, farmer. In second stage, what happened here? Rice miller produced rice and husk, rice and husk from the paddy. Okay, from the paddy instead. How much rice he produced? 80 kilograms of rice he produced, and 20 kilograms of what husk he produced, right? This 80 kilograms of rice miller sold to the hotelier at 40 rupees kg, and husk is sold at 20 rupees kg. That is a total 20 kilograms. Understand? In this way, what happened here? It is 3,600 rupees for rice, that is 80 kgs, and 20 kgs husk. This is sold to the hotelier. Okay, so what is the value of the final good in the second stage where rice miller worked on it? It is 3,600 rupees. How much? 3,600 rupees, which is what to call 3,200 rupees is the rice. Okay, 3,200 rupees is the rice, and 400 rupees is husk. In that way, it becomes 3,600. So 3,600 is the total value of which one? Rice and husk. And this is the price 3,600 paid by the hotelier. Who's that? Hotelier. Understand? Hotelier purchased rice and husk from the rice miller, and using this rice and husk, which is the value of 3,600, from that he prepared what you call idli and dosa. Okay, what he produced? Idli and dosa. Understand? And that idlis and dosas hotelier sold to the customers coming to the hotel. Understand? Coming to the hotel. In this way, we see that he earned 5,000 rupees. How much he earned? 5,000 rupees he earned. Understand? Now, what is the total value of idli and dosa here? Understand? The total value of idli and dosa is 5,000 rupees. This 5,000 rupees includes the value of rice and husk, and the paddy, all these included. So, what is the total value of the idli and dosa? 5,000 rupees. In idli and dosa, we have the price paid to the hotelier and to the rice miller and to the farmer, right? So which is the final product here? It is idli and dosa. So in that way, that means in this manner, we should take the total value of all the goods. Suppose cars. Okay, so for producing one car, it is what to call 5 lakhs. Understand? 5 lakhs it is. Okay, then for what to call 10 cars, how much it will become. Okay, that is the value of all the cars instead. So in this way we should take, pipes are produced, fans are produced, huh? Then each fan some sold at certain amount, then how many fans we should take, that with the price. In this way what it becomes, the total value. So economics suggested to take the total value of a, which one, final goods. So this is one method in calculating the GDP. What is that method? Taking the total value of goods produced in a nation per year. Understand? Now here, why should we take the total value? Understand? Why should not we take like this? That is 2500 plus 3600 and 5000. Okay. In this way, it becomes what, 5 plus 3, 8, 10, then 11,100. Understand? Okay. How much? 11,100. So that it becomes double counting. What is that? Double counting. That means 5,000 rupees, in which already 3,600 rupees of rice and husk is added, and 2,500 rupees of paddy also added. Okay. So to avoid double counting, to avoid the double counting, they suggested to take the total value of final goods. Which one? Final goods. This is one method. Okay, how the GDP is calculated. Understand? And there is another method in calculating the GDP. Okay, instead of taking the total value, they also suggested to take value added. Which one? Value added. Value added at at each stage. At each stage. Understand? This is second method. Okay, how do we get here total value, sorry, value added at each stage, right? What is the value added at the first stage? Farmer produced paddy, so what is the value added by farmer? It is 2500. Okay, using the value of 2500, that means farmer expensed 2500 rupees to produce the paddy. So in the first stage, what is the value? 2500. Okay, then what is the value added at the second stage, right? That means rice miller purchased paddy, which is the value of 2500, 2500, and that paddy used and produced rice and husk, and that rice and husk he sold to the hotelier at 3600. Then how much value he added? We should subtract 2500 from 3600, because already 2500 is the value we are taking. Okay, in the first stage. In second stage, what is the value added here? That will come when you subtract this what to call 3000 2500 from 3600. So what it is, 1100. How much? 1100 added by the rice miller to the paddy, which is a worth of 2500, so that it become 3600. So what is the value added in the second stage? 1100 rupees. And for this 1100 rupees, this is the value added by rice miller. Then what is the value added by the hotelier? It comes when you subtract 3600 from 5000. It means plus 1400. How much? 1400. 1400 is the value added by the hotelier, and he prepared idli and dosa. Understand? So here we should take value added at each stage. Now you count 2500 plus 1100 plus and 1400. What is the total? It is 5000. Just now we have taken total value. What is the total value? 5000. What is the value added at each stage? That is 2500, 1100, 1400. When you take this value added at each stage and sum up, you will get the same 5000. So these are the two methods suggested by the economists in estimating the GDP. Okay, one is taking the total value of the final goods, and second is taking the value added at each stage. In this way, we calculate GDP. How do we estimate GDP? Means in that way. Okay.